came back with the better one.
And like how J-Man wasn't like listening the whole time.
I was listening. It was
Did
disturbing.
you say
I
anything?
was.
I just didn't want to do anything.
Oh fuck. Mason, tell me when you're ready.
I'm ready.
It's like basically the same thing, but a
Okay, Mason.
little dirtier.
Say something in the chat so I can battle
This
you.
is story time with Leo.
Goodbye.
I'm not recording this part because this is the same thing.
Okay.
Are you ready?
Yep.
Mason, say something.
Let's see. Well, I am a little hungry. He said as she felt another wet tickle behind her. There was no doubt in her mind. He was indeed licking her through her swimsuit. His tongue was darting out and touching her most private part. Sure, she was wearing something over it, but she had been in the water, so it was clinging to her like a second skin. So she might as well have been naked at the time. She felt a bit embarrassed that her embarrassment was outweighed by the waves of pleasure casually splashing over her body. Ash, stop it. She spoke in a small voice, but Ash either didn't hear her or just ignoring her. Whichever it was, he didn't stop. In fact, it seemed to spur him on. She could start to hear slurping and the smack of his lips as he continued to feast on her. He was fighting to keep her wits about her, but
Mason, accept it, please.
it was a losing battle. Ash, stop, was all she could get out as she leaned forward, supporting herself with the hands on the rocks. Suddenly, she felt his fingers coil around the midsection of her swimsuit and pulled it aside. His tongue attack stopped for a few moments. There was no action on his part. He was wondering what he was doing as much as he was able to at the moment. But that went out of the window, she felt his tongue again, this time right on her exposed vagina. The feeling she felt that moment was quite indescribable. Remember how she felt when Ash just touched her? Well, this was a whole nother level of pleasure. His tongue drove itself between the lips of her cunt, burning itself deep into her. She heard a light moan of approval from Ash, as one of his hands grabbed on her ass cheek. That did it. Dawn's reasons, her thought process, her logic, they were all gone in that one moment. All she cared about was what her friend was doing to her. Ash, don't stop. She really didn't need to tell Ash that, since I doubt he was listening. She had no experience with oral sex other than what her mother told her
Oh God, that's
when she gave her the talk. So this was new territory for her, but it was a world of heaven. She felt herself getting wetter and wetter, which seemed to urge him on, causing him to lick harder and deeper into her. The sound of Ash's lips slurping and sucking on her raw, naked cunt was all she could hear. She looked around to see and her and Ash's Pokemon busy playing and not watching what their trainers were doing. All except two, Pikachu and Baniri. The rabbit and mouse Pokemon stared at each other at the scene before them, unsure what to do or even what to make of it. Dawn seemed in pain, but didn't make it any gestures for help, and Ash was doing something to her butt with her mouth. If if Dawn was in her right mind, she'd be embarrassed, but that's if she was in her right mind. Pikachu then started to sniff the air, to which Baneri mirrored. After a few sniffs, he looked after the couple and smiled. It was almost an evil smile, as he was saying, "I know what you're doing." A sudden jolt of pleasure went through her body as she felt a pressure build up in her stomach. It moved from her stomach all the way to her cunt. At first, she thought she had to pee, but thanks to her mother's talk, she knew it wasn't urine that was coming out. Ash, I'm gonna, was all she could say as she climaxed right there and then. Ash gasped a little as he fell backwards into the water as the liquid exploded in his face. Dawn, in turn, let a loud moan that caught the attention of the Pokemon as she fell forward. She was a... What the fuck? Let's see, who... and she looked towards Ash, who was back on his feet wiping his mouth. Ash, who jerked, hitting him on the arm. What, didn't you like it? Of course, but... Of course I did next time, but first tell me. You almost ruined my swimsuit. She complained, raising the helm of her swimsuit, revealing the spot where Ash had eaten her. Was now very dark, between his saliva and her sex juice. Oh, it looks like I got carried away, he said sheepishly. It's fine, but I'm gonna get you back for this. Oh, yeah.
Mason, do you like my name?
I'm done.
Yeah.
So what'd you think of that one, Mason? It was a lot more dirtier.
It was